Today I'll be talking about how to clean up undeposited funds. Your undeposited funds account can be seen in many different ways. The first way is you can see it on the balance sheet. And we see for this company, their undeposited funds is $2,858.52. You can also tell what makes up this amount by going to Plus New and then Bank Deposit. This will show you all of the payments that you have received on open invoices that you deposited to undeposited funds. So they're just going to sit here until you do something with them. Usually you make payments and deposit them to undeposited funds in order to then go make a bank deposit and check off each of the checks that make up a bank deposit, and then once you do that, you match it in the bank register. The main reason why these undeposited funds will just sit here and not have anything done with them is because the deposits that come through the bank account will get classed straight to sales or another income account rather than getting matched to their payments. This is not the correct way to do it, because if you are recording payments and then you class your deposits straight to sales, you're double counting your income. So there is ways to fix this, luckily. The best way to fix this is to go to your bank register and delete all of the deposits out of the bank register, and then that'll kick them back to the bank feed. And you only have to do this with deposits that were recorded straight to sales. So this is the deposit that I recorded straight to sales. If I delete it and then go back to my bank transactions, it'll show back up here. So the best way to clean up these undeposited funds is to delete the deposits out of the bank register and kick them back to the bank feed, so then you can go create bank deposits to match the deposits with. This does require some work and some effort, because each of those deposits you'll have to go to your bank account or pull up documentation and figure out which checks go in that deposit, and then go to Plus New, Bank Deposit. And then once you figure out those checks, you'll have to check them off one by one and make sure you change the date. And then you save this deposit, and once you do that, it will match in the bank feed. There is another way to clean up undeposited funds, but we usually only reserve it for really big undeposited funds that are years old. We'll have clients come in and they'll have an undeposited funds account that has never been touched in all 5 years they've been in business. So there is thousands of transactions that need to be cleaned up. The fast way to do this would be to check all of these and deposit them to a dummy account or cash on hand. This account doesn't matter too much on where you deposit it to, because there is another step to this, and we will end up zeroing this account out. So we're going to save and close that. So now if we look at our undeposited funds, there is no undeposited funds in here. And if we look at it on the balance sheet, there is no undeposited funds, but they all got deposited to this cash on hand account. So the next step would be to zero out this cash on hand account to the sales account. Whatever other account you have been recording your deposits to, most likely sales or some other type of income account. So we're going to zero out this account by creating a journal entry. So after making that journal entry, we now see that undeposited funds is 0 and our cash on hand account is 0. So now let's look at it from the profit and loss point of view. So from the profit and loss, I'm going to click on the total for total income. And I'm going to sort by transaction type. So I am on the profit and loss and I want to see all of the transactions that have hit total income. So I'm going to click that number. And then I'm going to group by transaction type. So usually if you are recording invoices in QuickBooks, the only thing you want to see hitting your income account is invoices. So we have all these invoices hitting the accounts, but then we have a couple deposits. And that's when you may know you have double counted entries if you have invoices hitting income and deposits hitting income. So now we can see the journal entry that I made to zero out undeposited funds. This entry subtracts out the double counted revenue entries that recording the deposits straight to income made. And this is how you clean up your undeposited funds account. If you learned something today, like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.